Hello everyone, I'm AloneRacecar and welcome to the show, and today we're going to be playing F1 2020, or more specifically, a 5-lap race around the Circuit de Monaco in retro-style Formula 1 cars. And one of those things happens to be the McLaren MP4 13, the car we're racing this video. Okay, let's begin. Okay, front row, here we go, with the 5 red lights. And it's lights on, away we go on this 5-lap race around Monaco. And we're trying to get to the first turn as quickly, because it's the most crucial of them all. Ooh, someone tried to hit me from behind, but that's okay, because we recovered and still in the lead. And all we just gotta do is keep the rest of these guys in our mirror, and we'll have our victory. But it shouldn't necessarily be a boring race because we're going to be racing the Monaco circuit after all. A circuit that is all about precise driving skills. Especially with this big turn coming up. Very tight and famous hairpin turn. Is known to be taken quite slow too. Or even you could probably drift around it too, but this thing ain't no rally car. In the tunnel here, up onto this chicane here, or whatever this kind of turn's called. Of course, you could probably just plow right through it, but of course they have to do that because for safety things. Love how this car can just like fly through Monaco like nothing, at least compared to some of the more modern F1 cars. With how like wide they are and whatnot. I mean, sure, I guess it's alright, but on a circuit around Monaco, you know, it makes a bit of a difference when it comes to driving a car that's more narrow versus the one that's more wider too, so that's just me thinking. And besides trying to hold the guys from behind, I've also got to keep an eye on this fuel mix here, because I remember a few times when I practiced, I've actually like low-key ran out of fuel. And one thing that certainly had like saved me was trying to like set it to like a more like a fuel efficient mode about that, because you can see where like the green numbers are where it says fuel mix. It doesn't really say like how much fuel I have. It's more like showing you how much long I've got until the end of the race. So if it stays within the green, I should be okay. But if not, if it's in the red, then I'll be sort of in trouble. I have to like, you know, start finding ways to like, you know, have efficient ways to burn my fuel, or try to like lift and coast and all that to try to like save fuel. So yeah, just gotta keep an eye on that. But hey, as long as I have it set to lean, which is probably like the more efficient like way to burn fuel, then I should be okay. Of course, I can set it back to like have the car like, you know, burn a little bit more fuel, and then I guess maybe more efficient like power. But yeah. While I'm trying to hold the lead, I'm trying to like, you know, save on fuel and whatnot. All right. Just gotta stay locked and loaded now. Especially navigating my way through all these turns here. I'm trying to concentrate. I'm trying not to like get squirrely around Monaco. Oh yeah. I can just go through that hairpin like nothing. Alright, this might be a good chance to talk about this car now. The McLaren MP4 13 is a Formula 1 car that was McLaren's challenger of the 1998 season. The technical regulations at the time made like the cars to be a bit more narrower, and also with some grooves on the tires, which are those like lines you see on the wheels here. This was imported to improve safety measurements to around cornering speeds, or at least more slowing speed or something like that. But either way, whatever I was trying to say, it didn't stop this McLaren for winning 9 of the 16 races of the 98 season, as well as having like McLaren, who used to help out McLaren to win the Constructors Championship that season, as well as one of its drivers, Mika Häkkinen, to win the F1 Drivers' Championship. Of course, with the help of that Mercedes-Benz V10 engine, and as well as a nice little setup with its aerodynamics and suspension, definitely helped this car to be pretty competitive within the late 90s. Or I guess, McLaren in general, but yeah, McLaren certainly was like the force to be reckoned with within the early and the late 90s too, so yeah. Okay, come on to this turn once more. Looks like the fuel mist still looking pretty good right now. Might just make it on the final lap. I'd really hate to embarrass myself when I run out of fuel. And then the car would like get into like a low fuel mode, which is like a very low speed mode, and everyone will just pass me. Okay, let's set the standard now. We're coming on the final lap now. Let's stay locked and loaded.
This is your final lap of the race.
Just gotta keep an eye on it. Set it back to lean again. Don't want to get too cocky. Much as I like to push it on the final lap, I don't want to run out of fuel. Okay, I like that. It's good. It's increasing. Gotta maintain it. Come on. Just about there. I can see it on the mini-map. Ooh, bump. Okay, final turn now. On the back straight. We started in front, and we're gonna finish on the front, as we're going to be crossing the line to take the victory. Oh. Even if I was way out in the lead, I certainly, was sort of a tight race too. Even if I didn't take drive of the day, I still won.
Three looks so incredibly happy as they make their way up to the podium.
There's my character taking the top step.
And a brilliant performance from them all.
So that reminds me back when I used to do victory lanes in my videos. Of course, as you can see, I don't need one. Certainly weird trophies handed out, but I guess you can say this was like an expedition race instead of like the official F1 race with the Monaco shaped trophies. Alright then, even if it didn't look much of a race, let's still see some action shots from the race replay. Alright then, that was kinda cool for what the game picked for the action shots. But of course, I don't think it has the same charm to it as the ones that I make myself, you know? But other than that, that'll do it for the video, guys. Here's hoping that this race still gives a good thrill for ya. But of course, racing around Monaco was a whole challenge itself, whether we would be out in the lead or fighting for a position. But anyways, guys, I've done my part. This was AloneRacecar, and I'll see you in another one.